Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jacob here from jacobteacher.com. Hope you're doing well. This is my cat. She's hanging out for this video. Her name is Iggy, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. I would love to have you as a subscriber. Today, we are going to do an English listening test. I'm going to play you an excerpt from a recent podcast episode that I recorded, and in this excerpt, I'm going to be reading a short story that I wrote. The short story is all about politeness. Now, politeness is one of those things that is very difficult to master whenever you're trying to learn a foreign language. And this short story is all about an experience that I had speaking Korean while I was living in Korea, a time where I messed up, where I made a mistake and I was accidentally impolite. So listen carefully to the story. Afterwards, I'm going to ask you a question that will test your understanding of the story. And if you'd like to know the answer to the question that I asked, you can follow the link in the description of this video that will take you to my website. Okay, ready? Here we go. We take it for granted that people should know how to be polite. It seems like something universal. You say please and thank you, you smile, and you tell people you're doing well when they ask how you are, even if your life is in turmoil. At least that's how it works in the West. I've been living in Korea for nearly 2 years, and it's a little different over here. Koreans have a distinct way of saying yes to each other that sounds like a dismissive grunt to the native English speaker. When my girlfriend and I first started dating, for example, I'd ask if she wanted to have pizza for dinner. She'd reply, and it took me a while to learn that this meant yes. Naturally, as we spent more time together, I began using myself. Eventually, it became unconscious. Without noticing, I would grunt whenever I wanted to say yes to something. Why was this an issue? I'm used to expressing politeness by using the word please or excessively apologizing like the good Canadian boy I am. But in Korea, I'm often at a loss because there's no real word for please in Korean. And if you say sorry without having actually done anything to apologize for, you just seem strange and silly. Instead, politeness in Korean is expressed using different word endings. There are essentially 3 levels: casual, everyday, formal, and super formal. And in each level, you would end the last word of your sentence in a different way. It's a little confusing, but for the sake of this story, all you need to know is that using to say yes is something you would do only when speaking to someone younger than you or someone who you know very well. You would use a different word to say yes in more formal situations. A few weeks ago, I had to buy some flowers. There was an old Korean couple sitting behind the register at the shop I walked into. They were eating noodles together silently. I smiled, said hello, and began browsing the flower display. The old lady rose from her seat and asked me in Korean if I'd like to buy the bouquet that I was looking at. I said without noticing. She began preparing the flowers. As she did, I noticed a sour look on her husband's face as he sucked up a few noodles from his bowl. "Would you like to pay by card?" she asked me, in Korean, of course. I smiled and handed her my card. Now her face looked sour too. I tried making small talk with them in Korean, something I've found usually delights the elderly couples here as they watch me struggle to form sentences. This time, however, they barely responded. I sensed something was wrong. "Would you like a receipt?" she asked in a tone that seemed rather harsh. I said. She gave me the receipt and sat back down without thanking me or saying goodbye. I eventually figured it out as I replayed the scene in my head on the walk home. Worst of all was that I had no idea how many times I'd done the same thing to others. I imagined the number to be high. I consider myself to be a reasonably polite person, Yet here I was in Korea, walking around, grunting at old people. Politeness is often one of the first things lost in translation, as it turns out. So the next time you see a foreigner acting in a way that seems rude in your own country, perhaps they're just oblivious about the do's and don'ts of your culture. Maybe they really do mean well and are just confused about how to express their good intentions. Maybe they aren't accustomed to all of the strange things we do that seem normal to us. Or maybe that particular person really just is an asshole. Who knows? So I hope you enjoyed that short story. Once again, if you would like to know the answer to the question that I asked, follow the link in the description of this video. Also, in the comment section, let me know if you have any stories to tell about the topic of politeness. Have you made any mistakes? Have you accidentally been impolite, perhaps, when speaking in English? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.